Shalom Maki. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and salutations to all the occupants off, of course, earth, which pushing us truth to the city. Shalom Maki. I want to get into this event that happened the other day. I was going from one job to another, and it came up on my feed that Charley Kirk got shot, and then I was in a rush, so I really couldn't really look at it. And then later on that day, I went from that one job to another job, and when I was at my other job, I just heard people talking, and I wasn't trying to ear hustle. But then when one of the co-workers just started showing the phone around, I'm like, oh shit, that's my man, that's Charlie, antagonizing, And there it was, him getting hit supposedly in the neck and dying. I don't know if it was real or not. It's a bunch of conspiracies coming up right now that are showing, a black dot on his shirt moving all of a sudden to his neck. He had a chest plate on. It didn't look like he had anything on, but he had a chest plate on. He had people all around him. They got pictures of a guy doing the hand gestures, the same hand gestures I seen when Trump was getting shot at, with the hand gestures, rubbing the hat 2 times and hitting the ears a few times and then waving his phone around. These are all just signs, something happened, and what's really going on. At the end of the day, this says, after seeing Trump's response and how quickly they had it prepared, I'm pretty convinced Magna just sacrificed Charlie Kirk in an effort to save Trump from the Epstein files and wars he can't stop. And automatically I just started thinking, because Trump jumped on TV like later on that night, and another red flag, like I know he likes Trump and Trump likes him, but come on, man, I don't know, it was just things connecting the dots. And I was thinking the same thing, that this got to be a throw off for Trump. Maybe Trump is something's being hidden, something happened in America where they're hiding something, and it was getting ready to be exposed, and all of a sudden, this had to happen, to turn everybody's attention to this, Well, anywho, any way it goes, you got Esau is upset right now, He don't know where to go, he don't know what to do, they're running around saying he was gonna be the next best president, and all sorts of stuff, they were upset about, but yeah, they're divided. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. This is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And once again, like I say, we seen this place is divided, man. Where you have a bunch of this Charlie Kirk guys goes to these different schools and makes fun of, just jumps down these transformers and their agenda's throats. So a lot of good Americans are mad at this man. They're happy that he got shot and assassinated. They're happy about that. And then you have the other ones that are upset, man, because like I'm telling you, there's a bunch of Edomites that are doing those Facebook or those little recordings and recording themselves how mad. They had this visual and guy riding a bike or scooter through there that he gets jumped on for talking crazy. So these are crazy times we're coming to, man. I was just talking to a childhood friend about how the Trump stuff divided households, man. People voted for Trump, they were kicked out of houses. Friendships were broken up, relationships were broken up. So I was telling them, like, man, it ain't, in all actuality, it's not good to tell who you voted for or to walk around and even tell people you voted, man. We got to go back to the Western times, man. When a gun in a ballot, who did you vote for? If it was the wrong person, you died, But these are the times we're in here in Babylon the Great, man. So we got all sorts of distractions coming up, because at the end of the day, we're looking at this as a huge distraction, man. This is what this was a huge distraction. They tried to assassinate Trump. Now they assassinated one of his tight people who rallied for him, man. But at the end of the day, we're not ignorant of none of this stuff, man. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. At least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And what is one of his devices in this case, man? Is propaganda, is media, man. You know, he this has happened before to the president. You know, not only that, their house is divided, so you got people who are for Charley and people who are against Charley. You know, Charley also likes Trump, like I said, but also you have people once again in America who are for Trump and against Trump, man. You know, and the divide is gonna be the thing that separates this country, man. It's like the scriptures speak about, man. You know, and like I said, when I seen this go down, I was like, oh yeah, this is you know, noodles started just moving all night long, and then I get to these different jobs that I work at, and you know, talking to the people, you know, and getting some of their reaction and hearing some of their reaction, you know, and just going on some of these social medias and seeing reaction, you know, these people, they're all over the place with it, man. You know, they don't know what to do. And truthfully, this is exciting times we're in, man. You know, when people just getting assassinated for going against the weird stuff that's going on in society, man. But at the end of the day, you know, he should have the way he was doing it was not wise. This is Proverbs 3:7. Be not wise in their own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. So yes, the man was, you know, the Lord put the spirit on him to go out there and do the things that he was doing. First and foremost, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to antagonize these alphabet people on their campuses and stuff, man. Come on, man, you're in their yard antagonizing them, man. You know, a bunch of other TikTokers or YouTubers were saying this was bound to happen. This was gonna happen sooner than later. We surprised this didn't been happen. Those were the comments they were saying, man. You know why? Because he was against that transformative lifestyle, man. You know, and pushing it on the kids, you know. None of that, you know, the things he said about Jake, you know, are atrocious. But at the same time, you know, what can you expect? He's an Edomite who's upset. He's at the end of his road. You know, he sees his country. He sees his people falling apart. He sees his country that his parents and stuff fought for falling apart, man. You know, they're at their last hope right now, man. So to bump into some of these Edomites, man, and you know, and they're in that state, in that mind, you know, they might try to kill you. One of the jobs I'm working at, you know, the guy was telling me that they almost had a melee here because a guy was just all for Trump and just kept putting that on people's face. Jake just punched him in the face out of nowhere, man. You know, so yeah, you gotta be wise as a serpent, man. You know what I'm saying? Know your surroundings, understand what's going on. You know, this is not times to be playing with jokes and playing with presidents, making fun of people and stuff like that, man. Out in the open, you know. But at the end of the day, like I say, we seen this and we had to jump on this because we're dissecting everything, man. Everything that goes on in today's society, we're dissecting it. You know, we're getting a great understanding of it because nothing happens just for a reason, man. You know, I was telling somebody the other day at one of my jobs, man. We don't believe in coincidence, man. This is Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon the walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Yea, that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, man. And that's what we're doing, man. You know, we'll continuously push, you know, for the Lord to come back, you know, get us out of this wicked place. But at the end of the day, too, we're also going to be watchmen, letting the people know, you know, whether they listen or not, man. You know, letting our people know first and foremost, man. You know. Because the times we're in, you know, are going to get worse and worse, man. You know, once again, I believe full-heartedly this was manufactured by, you know, one of the parties out there that's here for that uproar, that turmoil that has to start, that civil war that has to break out here in Babylon, man. You know, these are why these things are happening, man, for a reason, man. You know. Yeah, we're not ignorant of what's going on. We're not sleeping or sleepwalking, just being gerbils on the wheel. Or I'm gonna go here and just go to work, or I'm gonna go home and just go with my family. No, we're watching the times we're in right now, man. You know, you know, and making videos and doing what we gotta do, man. Staying in the spirit, not getting caught into what these people are, you know, losing their mind over. You know, Democrat or Republican, or you know, a strong Democrat, strong Republican. You know, the different things that these people are upset over, man. We're not into those things, man. You know. But yeah, I just I had to add my 2 cents to this, man. This Charley Kirk incident that happened, and like I say, Trump just came out the woodworks, and Trump truthfully been on the news all week, man, because there's a lot going on right now, man. You would have to really, really be a gerbil, a hamster on that wheel to not be paying attention to anything that's going on, But and then I gotta remember, because this is Babylon, that you got some people who are just in total fear and don't want to deal with any type of TV whatsoever because it scares them to watch the things that are happening in the world. With that being said, I was edifying. Shalom, Akim.